For the next 5 weeks, London will be home to Sebastien, Johan and Jerome, and home to a spectacular demonstration of free running. While work is underway to convince some of London's greatest landmarks to open their doors and rooftops, the free runners must prepare themselves for their greatest challenge. It's time to get a feel for London.
Yeah.
I think living in big cities like London, it's a crazy life. People don't look around them. They go straight on, they go to work, then go home, then sleep, then wake up, then go. It's not pleasant. Je pense que la vie en ville est trop stressante. Nous, on voit la ville comme un terrain de jeu.
It's going to be a tall order to persuade some of Britain's most famous institutions to agree to have the free runners performing, often at roof level. One place that's attracted the free runners' attention is one of the grandest buildings on the Thames. Until 3 years ago, Somerset House was government offices and closed to the public. Their reaction to our interest in their roof was not unusual.
We thought you were mad and crazy and nuts, but we were really, really intrigued and incredibly interested. These buildings do speak about tradition and splendour and luxury and times past. They're steeped in history.
But will they let the free runners perform on the roof? It's a question being asked of grand buildings all over London.
We'd love to be able to make it happen, but there's lots of things we'll have to consider first before we can say yes. We're a world-famous building, and if something were to go wrong in the filming of this, then it wouldn't be good for you or for us.
You think about a bunch of guys running around the rooftop of some of our most important monuments, like the Albert Hall, for example, is an extraordinary thing. And what I like about it is it's actually corrupting the original sort of use. It was designed quite carefully to perform a certain job, and the roof was not seen as a functional element.
For London's South Bank Centre, another location high on the free runners' wish list, this isn't the first time a new urban sport has corrupted the use of its space.
I think what's interesting about National Theatre is the way that the spaces outside it are used by skateboarders and all that kind of stuff.
It's an accidental space, really, isn't it? It's created by the geometry or whatever of the buildings. It leaves a space that people then find a use for that space. And I always imagine architects like that, don't they? That something unplanned happens.
Before any buildings will give permission for death-defying antics, the free runners have to visit each location to work out their potential moves.
C'est l'expérience, ça dépend de... C'est l'œil, à force de pratiquer, on sait, on arrive à se dire ici c'est bien, ici c'est pas bien. Ici c'est riche en obstacles. Okay. You run here and you jump here. Plus il y a d'obstacles, et plus c'est génial pour le freerun. Un principe du freerun, c'est qu'il faut toujours aller de l'avant. Toujours aller de l'avant. C'est-à-dire que il y a toujours un chemin pour arriver à. C'est-à-dire que de ce point-là, on peut arriver à ce point-là. Quel qu'en soit le chemin, mais on ne va pas en arrière. Il y a toujours un chemin. Free your mind.
Not all of London's landmarks are buildings. One of the biggest playgrounds the freerunners are exploring is HMS Belfast, a battleship run by the Imperial War Museum. Each location presents different opportunities for specialist moves and a different set of risks. For Sebastien, one of the biggest is a potential jump he spotted from one of the highest points on the ship. What he's proposing is raising eyebrows on the team and even surprises his fellow freerunners. He thinks he can make the enormous jump from the top of the Admiral's Bridge down onto the gun turret, 2 stories below.
Mais pour être bien, je préfère être bien en haut, bien faire mon truc. Et tu sais, je me dis, limite, on va avoir des surprises parce que je me dis, ça se trouve, on va vraiment arriver tout au fond là-bas.
Be careful.
It's not safe.
Every move and jump the freerunners want to perform must be carefully looked at by the team's stunt coordinator, Jason White, a veteran of blockbuster movies including Living Daylights, Aliens and Indiana Jones.
When you land, you touch and then you roll.
Yeah.
Okay. My first thoughts was that, wow, this is really quite high. It was more the height for somebody to jump and land on their feet. I thought, well, for a stuntman, it would be really something. And I really didn't know very much about these boys. So I had sort of doubts.
Jason isn't the only member of the safety team whose nerve is being tested.
When I first saw them doing one of their jumps for real as opposed to on videotape, my heart was in my throat, I have to say. Because no matter what safety measures you put in place and how much planning goes into it, you still think this is inherently dangerous. It's still a dangerous thing to do. But you realise that the guys that are doing it are extremely competent. Physically, they're built for it. They're very light, they're very strong. They've had years of training and experience. And that gave me a lot more confidence then for the other locations that we've been to, because I realised they actually have much more competence than even a lot of gymnasts, stunt people perhaps in this country that don't specialise in this kind of work.
And then, of course, when he then leaps over the rail and jumps on the passing barge,
this is not Bond, the Living Daylights. No.
The freerunners have visited over a dozen locations to choreograph their moves. While negotiations for access continue behind the scenes, they begin to physically prepare for the challenge ahead.
Practice is the most important thing in freerun. Without practice, you can't do anything.
Justement, le sport est un moyen de s'exprimer, est un moyen de s'évader, est un moyen de s'en sortir, surtout pour ces jeunes qui viennent de la banlieue. Donc c'est bien parce que ça vous permet de voir beaucoup de choses. Et en tout cas, moi, je suis content parce que ça leur permet de s'en sortir. C'est une amie qui m'a dit un jour, écoute, j'ai des hommes volants qui sont extraordinaires, il faudrait que tu viennes les voir. Et donc je les ai rencontrés il y a 2 ans dans la région parisienne. Et c'est vrai que quand je les avais vus, j'étais un peu surpris de ce qu'ils étaient en train de faire. Et...
People love to watch people being physical. People just can't believe that that's possible, you know, that the body can move like that or be that supple or be that strong at the same time. And it's just really, I love watching somebody move across a stage, you know, across a space and the shapes they make. I think that's fascinating.
For the freerunners, the elegance of their movement is as important as the scale.
Pour moi, le plus important, c'est plus l'harmonie entre toi et l'obstacle. C'est ça le plus important. Il faut que ça soit élégant, il faut que ça soit le plus beau, en fait. Il faut que juste ça soit, je sais pas, toi, ça soit beau, quoi, en fait. Pas, la longueur, les distances, ça n'a rien à voir. Et c'est moins important pour moi que la beauté entre toi et l'obstacle. Si tu arrives à passer, par exemple, je sais pas, une barrière le plus fluidement possible, bah, c'est ça le plus beau, quoi. C'est mieux que de faire, bah ouais, j'ai tout sauté, mais tout sauter, c'est pas forcément le plus beau, quoi. Si tu arrives à les passer, je sais pas, d'une manière, je sais pas, différente, quoi. que tout le monde la passerait. Je sais pas si vous